Greetings, this is TimeRider at Chapter 4. Well, all my stuff is packed, my airbrush and everything else, so I think I'm done with restorations and customizations for the rest of 2018 at any rate. You know, I told another restoration artist today that we are the Sanford & Son of diecast. We look for small models on the internet, in groups or alone, and sometimes we look at them and say, oh, those are too nice, I can't buy those. Because what we're looking for really is those Hot Wheels and Matchbox that have one tire in the bin, so to speak. But, you know, you can't buy these things, especially if you're buying in lots, without occasionally buying something nice. So for Christmas, I decided to dedicate a video for all of the nice things I found looking for junk. First up is the Mercedes 350 SL 6E. It came in a variety of colors, and it only came as a Superfast, and in fact it's the only Superfast that I have. I paid $4.47 for it. It has a cracked windshield, but I liked it because it was clean and it looked in really good shape. Next up is the 10D pipe truck. This was produced from 1966 until 1973, and it was introduced into the Superfast. I've had several of these and used them for a variety of things, and I don't have any pipes for this one. I paid $2.67 for it, and it's in pretty good shape. Maybe I'll make an investment and buy some pipes on the internet so I can make this original again. This is the 11D scaffolding truck. It was produced from 1969 to 1972. I don't have the scaffolds, but I only paid $2.72. I just thought it was a clean issue and wanted to keep it. And here's a Safari Land Rover. And this is an original, even though I did do a restoration, which incidentally is one of my most watched restorations. I paid a whopping $2.67 for this. It was produced from 1965 to 1971. And I haven't done anything with any of these that I'm showing you, short of just cleaning some grime off of them if there was grime on them. This was a real nice model, $2.67. It's got to be 50 years old. And this was a Matchbox legend, and I actually have two of these. Produced from 1965 to 1971. I paid $3.46 for this. I had a project I wanted to do, but I keep getting copies of this that are in excellent condition, and I just don't want to wreck a good model like that. This one I got for even less. $2.56. The stickers on the side on this one aren't quite as good as they are on the first one. But the first one has some flea bites that this one doesn't have. And this one, the gloss on the paint isn't quite as glossy, but it's still a fine example of the number 13 Dodge Wrecker. This number 14D ISO GRIFO was released in 1968. It did become a Superfast, and it was painted a lighter blue when it was a Superfast. I paid $2.86 for this. Has a few flea bites on it, but all in all, it's a really clean cast with a really clean paint job, and it just broke my heart to think about stripping the paint off of it, so I decided to leave it just as it is, even with that ugly trailer hitch. I just got this 21D FODEN 8-wheel concrete truck. I paid $2.86 for it. It's got a gear on the bottom that's supposed to turn the concrete hopper. On this one, it's kind of jammed up. I may take a closer look at it, but I just hate the thought of taking it apart. It's in such good condition. This 27D Mercedes I purchased in a lot for $3.40. I realize that it has a cracked windshield, but the rest of the model was so clean. Gosh, I just hate the thought of taking it apart just to fix the windshield. It was produced from 1963 to 1971. And as many of you may know, I did an homage to one of these that was one of the 5 most expensive Matchbox cars in history. It's just such a nice model. This 6-wheel crane I paid $8.37 for. It was one of the most expensive Matchbox I purchased. I purchased it because I had a project I was going to do to it, and I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do it. But for now, it's just fine the way it is, and I'm just going to display it as part of my original collection. I paid $2.72 for this 37C cattle truck. That was a part of a lot of Matchbox I just received. I don't have any cows for it. It was released as a superfast for about a year. My guess is it probably didn't go down the track very fast. Not exactly the most aerodynamic Matchbox I've ever seen. But maybe someday I'll invest in some cows and make it original, because the casting is in really good condition, paint and all. This was the first tractor that I ever got. These came in a light blue, a dark blue, and a yellow and blue. They were released in 1967. It's the Ford Tractor 39C, and they were deleted in 1973. They can also be found, I guess, in orange. I think I paid about $2.75 for this, and I just got it today. And you'll recognize this as the Studebaker LARK Wagonaire 42B. It was released by Lesney in 1965, and it remained in service, or they continued to produce it, I should say, until 1969. It's always some shade of blue, sometimes a little darker, and sometimes the sliding roof matches and sometimes it doesn't. This one's a little more scratched up than most of the ones I decided to keep, but the roof still works flawlessly, and I was impressed by that, so I set it aside. Oh, maybe someday I'll take it apart. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Paid $2.56 for it, so it's not like a huge investment. I'm sure most of you will recognize this as a 45B Ford Corsair. I did a custom on these. I paid $3.40 for this one, and perhaps someday I'll invest in the $15 roof rack and boat that it requires to be original. But for now, it looks fine just the way it is. This is also a model that never made it into the superfast era. It was deleted from production in 1970. So this is the 46C Mercedes 300 SE. I purchased this one for $3.40. The front end is kind of messed up, but the paint on it is really in good condition, so I didn't want to touch it at this point in time. Maybe someday, but not today. This one did make it into the superfast, but they changed the color to gold when they did that. This one I'm sure you'll recognize. It's another one of the Leyland cabs. This is the 60B office site truck. It's supposed to have a little hut on the back of it. Most of the unboxed models you see out there don't, and it's not particularly rare. I paid $2.72 for it. I just thought it was really clean and decided, I don't know, maybe someday I'll see if I can find a hut for it. But right now, I like it just the way it is. I really like this one only because I don't see it that much. It's a 63C Dodge crane truck, and they did produce it in a superfast. Those are a little bit harder to find, and there was also one produced that had a yellow hook instead of a red hook. I paid $2.56 for this as a part of a purchase of 26 Matchbox cars that I bought off eBay. It's in really good shape, and I just like it. Probably one of the ugliest Matchbox ever made, the Volkswagen 1600 TL 67B. I actually have 2 of these, and this one I paid a whopping $2.17 for, but it's the better of the 2, so I may hang on to it just as it is and restore the other. It did make the jump into the superfast era, at which point they painted it purple. And last but not least, the Ferrari Berlinetta, number 75B. I think I have 4 of these, and this one the paint is in the best condition. All the rest of them anyway. I also did an all-black restore on one of these. It's got that wonderful Lesney trailer hitch on it. I'm not going to cut it off. I'll leave it original. I do kind of like the green. I know a lot of people don't, but if you have to do green, at least do metal flake green. Well, I want to thank you all for listening to me ramble tonight. This is my pal Cody. He and I are getting ready to make the big move. You know, he's a smart dog, and I can't explain to him what's happening, but I can tell just by how he acts that he kind of knows something weird is going on. But anyway, he's my pal, and he's got my back, and I got his. And I hope to have lots of restorations and customizations coming your way in 2019. Please have a Merry Christmas and drive safe if you're out there driving around in this, and be careful. Have a happy holiday.